How are we going today, everyone? My name is Rock and thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you do not know who this guy is, you can click the link up above my head right now. Okay, let's hover with what everyone knows about this Bayonetta. This Bayonetta has Whittingham Fair instead of Scarborough Fair and is absolutely getting pummeled. Not typical of what we're used to. Has no mole and is literally being obliterated from Wait. She has no mole? Clearly, the Bayonetta we knew had a mole in Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2, so this must have happened before the events of Bayonetta 1. That makes perfect sense. And we all know in our real-world history that having a mole meant that you had a pact with the devil himself for extraordinary abilities. Or maybe even simple things. You know, I don't know, maybe a sexier body, jewelry, better crops for the season, I don't know. But regardless, Bayonetta made her pact with Madama Butterfly, allowing her to have the Wicked Weave's ability. That makes sense. Now, if that is true, then this Bayonetta does not have Madama Butterfly with her, since this one does not have a mole. But what about the flashbacks of John fighting Bayonetta? Surely she had Wicked Weaves back then. If this Bayonetta is clearly after the events of the Clan Wars, then why is she able to use Wicked Weaves? That is a paradox, and that does not make sense. Clearly, our Bayonetta had Madama Butterfly as a contracted infernal demon in the flashbacks against John. What is this paradox? I may as well throw away all my notes in the trash and continue solely playing outdated niche games for Wait. Didn't our Bayonetta send the little one back in time and gave her the confidence to overcome any obstacle? And that's why she continued to fight after her mother died. Now we're diving into the realm of time travel. I made a chart for you that is easier to understand. Don't worry about the Aesir and Boulder debacle, that doesn't matter here. What we're trying to find out is proof that this Bayonetta is not the Bayonetta we know and love. So I plotted key events: when the little one was born, the Clan Wars, when our Bayonetta was found, Bayonetta 1 begins and ends, and when Bayonetta 2 starts and ends. Phew, that was a lot. Now, major spoiler warning, but at the end of Bayonetta 1, our Bayonetta brings the little one home and basically makes her a brave girl. Let's label her Brave Cereza, the one who was not sealed for 500 years. We can assume this changes the whole course of time and rewrites the future. But what did Bruce Banner, the Ancient One, and Doc Brown teach us? That's right, a new timeline occurs. That's the whole philosophy of time travel in science fiction. No matter how hard you try, you can even time travel to the past. You cannot change what has happened to you. Anyway, back to the point. Our Bayonetta bringing the little one back creates this alternate timeline, having similar features to the original and time passing by at the same tempo. Sound familiar? The lyrics vary, but the melodies and tempos are extremely similar. Things can change relative to the original timeline, but that's not important for now. What's interesting is that in this new timeline, Bayonetta fights John even after her mother's death. So, back to the mole. How can she use Wicked Weaves in these flashbacks, but not in her future in the Bayonetta 3 trailer, where she has no mole? Well, wait for it. Are you still following me? Let's look at all the screenshots of Bayonetta's past before the events of the first game that we played. Okay, I'm just gonna sit back, watch the whole cinematic, and try to find these pesky moles of her— Wait. You can't see it. Her chin is always covered, or her face is angled so that we don't see the side of her chin or her face. Heck, even the 10th anniversary of the Bayonetta Vanquish Release Edition hides it. But when she was sealed in this video, there is no mole on her chin, just before the game logo animation plays. Problem solved, right? This is her. But she can use Madama Butterfly. Did I just hit another wall? Should I just give up? No. Raccoonity doesn't give up. Is the sealed Bayonetta we see here the same Bayonetta we see in the Bayonetta 3 trailer? Since they both don't have moles, right? Wrong. The only possible explanation for this is that this sealed Bayonetta is the Bayonetta we know and love, correct? And the Bayonetta we see in the Bayonetta 3 trailer, wait for it, is in the second timeline. That's right. The trailer happens in this point in the second timeline where she unfortunately dies. We just solved who this Bayonetta is. But then if both Bayonettas could use Wicked Weaves and Madama Butterfly in the flashbacks, when the heck did the Bayonetta we know and love get her mole? I have an answer to that. We were wrong about moles. Actually, I just think that we thought too much of them. Where the heck does it say in the Bayonetta series that moles meant you made a deal with the devil? Or an infernal demon? Nowhere. We're the ones who imposed that on Bayonetta. Game theory.
Right, her beauty mark mole. Therefore, I can only draw the conclusion that Bayonetta's beauty mark is in fact her devil mark.
I'm kidding, MatPat, game theory, I love you guys. So, how does it appear on our beautiful Bayonetta? Surely she could have skipped her skincare routine by just a mere 500 years, but wait. Take a gander at this developer diary that Hideki Kamiya himself is in.
これは攻略本にも載ってないし、公式設定でもない、僕の中だけで思ってる設定なんですけど、ゲームをプレイしてもらうと分かるんですけど、見ての通りベヨネッタはほくろがついてるんですね。だけどこの過去のベヨネッタにはほくろがなかったっていうことがゲームをプレイすると分かってもらえると思うんですよ。なぜ過去のベヨネッタにはほくろがなくて今のベヨネッタにはほくろがあるのか。僕の中では魔女は女性として大事なとても大切な経験をすると体のどこかにほくろが現れると思ってるんですね。なのでベヨネッタも何か大切な思い出に残る出来事があったんじゃないのかなというのが僕の中だけの秘密です。
And there you have it, folks. Positive experiences that make fond memories make your mole appear in the Bayonetta universe. The man himself not just hinted it, but said it himself. No contracts with demons, but more so a positive experience. That's why you don't have a mole which indicates you can use wicked weaves. It doesn't matter if you have it or not. That makes so much sense to the whole timeline now. Now, we can highlight the moments where we've seen a Bayonetta having a mole here. Literally every line after this point. The vestibule prologue means she has her mole. We'll label this point Alpha. And we can highlight the moments where she didn't have a mole here. Basically, according to the flashbacks we've seen, every line before this moment when Antonia Redgrave discovers our Bayonetta. We'll label this point Omega. Now, if we let the event of her getting her mole M, then that means the positive experience of her getting her mole happened between these 2 points. M is in between Omega and Alpha. I've got you, Hideki Kamiya. So, what was this fond experience that our Bayonetta has fond memories of? This we may not know, but we can speculate. It may not be canon, but in the Bayonetta Bloody Fate movie, we find out that our Bayonetta got the name from Radahn when they met.
Her name is Bayonetta.
That's the name you gave her, Rodan. But as long as she's working her ass off, she might as well make some money.
If I needed a biographer, you wouldn't be my first choice.
We have to remember that the Bayonetta we know and love only felt discrimination and ostracization. She didn't remember her original name when she broke out of the seal, and the first person to acknowledge her with no discrimination was probably Radahn when he acknowledged her with a new name, Bayonetta. Her fondest memory is the name of the game we know and love to play. That is so sweet. So what about this Bayonetta in the Bayonetta 3 trailer? What's her fondest memory? Well, she doesn't have one yet because she has no mole. Yes, she would have been discriminated against as the forbidden child, but she was already empowered by the Bayonetta we know and love when she was returned back in time as the little one. She was never sealed away and maintained her original name, Ceresa. So when she met Radahn throughout the course of time, in the second timeline she kept her original alias, Ceresa. Radahn never named this person Bayonetta. She did not have the same positive experience that our Bayonetta had. So that means this person is not Bayonetta. This is Ceresa, the little one that we knew and took care of, the witch with memories. That's why there is no literal Bayonetta written at the end of the trailer, unlike the 2 previous trailers. That takes us to the events of Bayonetta 3, which I speculate will start here after Bayonetta 2, but will involve going back to the past to help our dear little one who has grown up. So that's it, everyone. If you made it to the end of the video, I humbly appreciate your loyalty so much. You are what makes this channel flourish, and I cannot thank you enough. Anyway, the next video is going to be about what I believe is the most plausible and best theory that I have in my bag. I call it the Schrodinger's Radahn theory. I hope you'll be there with me to discuss it. I'm restoring a knowledgeable universe now, and bye.